Good afternoon. Today I have the pleasure of showcasing some very unique Duel Masters memorabilia that hasn't been shown before today. The first two sheets I show, I have seen it shown previously. After the first two, it's all new items from a recent find. I had the pleasure of speaking with one of the previous leads of production over at Wizards of the Coast and was able to acquire some items from their collection. A lot of these items aren't staying in my collection. Some of them I have already found new homes for. I could not afford to purchase a lot all by myself. So I was able to crowdfund and get these into the hands of collectors worldwide. Again, as I said before, these first two are going to be ones that I've already had, but I haven't done a detailed video on them up until now. I hope this looks good on the camera. I can't tell what the camera sees from here. But this one is DMO1 Rares. This sheet has the press approval stamp, or the press approval sticker, and it was printed October 28th, 2003, and approved in November 5th of 2003. So it's several months before the DMO1 released. No noteworthy markings on the back. Front does have this yellow strip of tape. I've been going back and forth on whether I want to remove the tape. I kind of want to keep it as original as possible, but without the tape it does kind of look better in my opinion. The next sheet I'm going to show, this one is a Kaijudo sheet. This is from one of the starter decks. It has many iconic Duel Master cards, like it has Coupons, it has Terrapit with an alternate art, stuff like that. Some cards you'll recognize from the early sets. And this one, the filler cards say discard, similar to how Magic the Gathering does their fillers. There wasn't anything too noteworthy on the Kaijudo sheet. It's not press approval or anything of the sort. And I will show a closer look at each of the sheets as we finish. Now here goes the new sheets. The first of the new sheets is going to be, if I can safely set these aside, there we go. I'll start with the back. This is one that did not get cut up due to getting a QA hold, due to having some printer hickeys. It has like one up there, I don't know how well it shows on camera, there's one here. I want to say there's one more that's marked somewhere, I just can't see it right now. Oh yeah, there towards the bottom is another printer hickey. So it was held from production. I've got a few theories in regards to why it's labeled as Duel Masters Charlie. I'll get into that here as we show some more sheets from this set. And the front, it's the DMO4 Commons. You have stuff like Torcon, you have your Sirius, you have the Aqua Guard, a couple other cool cards. You have Colon, cards that see some play. The front, I don't think had any special markings other than that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So you got your Torcon, Shadow Moon, Sirius, all of those fellas. Alright, next up. This is another one that's labeled Duel Masters Charlie. It is going to be the Shadow Clash gift tin. It's another one that has the press approval sticker towards the bottom. And the iconic part about this sheet is going to be the foil blank. Up until now, as far as all of us are aware, we have not seen a foil blank make its way through quality control. Which, as you would expect, is a lot more obvious than when they have non-foil blanks skip through. Do a quick look before moving to the next. Do apologize if this is janky. I can't see what the camera sees as I'm recording. And I'm trying to do this without doing a million takes. Let's see. So I don't fall. Bear me one moment. I'm going to set these on the floor. There we go. Alright, this next one. This one I like a lot. Sadly, it has a good bit of damage. This is one that's staying in my personal collection. It's the DMO1 foils. It has a crease down the center. And it has some damage in the bottom left half. A little bit on the right half too. But overall, especially from afar, it looks very good. This one was pulled from production because the colors are ever so slightly off. When I do a detailed video here in a few minutes, you'll kind of see what I mean with the colors. But overall, it looks good. Sadly, this one was stored folded in half for whatever reason, so it does have some damage there. But in a frame, a lot of that crease isn't very visible. This one, unlike my other DMO one, this one was printed, let me find the date again. But it was a 2004 date, I just gotta find it. Let's see where it is on this one. Yep, this one was January of 2004. So it's a little bit newer than my base set rares. Now here is the finale of these sheets. Start with the back. It's gonna be upside down, but I'm still trying to fully decipher this. Seems like this is some sort of like lot number 27. It was pulled due to having a printer hickey. And that says approximately 17,000 sheets. I'm not sure if that's referring to the full print run or however many were damaged. I've got no clue there. Hopefully we can find out some more information from the individual soon. But this is the DMO4 foil sheet. Has probably just about the best sheet that you could get from English Duel Masters. It's up there with DMO1, DMO4, DMO6. Definitely a grail sheet. This one's going to a very special tortoise overseas that helped make this mission possible. Without his financial backing, it would have been very difficult for us to secure the full lot. Has some damage. I'll go ahead and show that damage real quick. It looks like it was stapled. And then there's a portion here with some creases, alongside a few other tiny creases here and there, but it's overall pretty good. I'll be doing a detailed look at the sheets here in a moment. Go ahead and position them a little bit. All right. And I might even be getting some more items from this individual here shortly. Pardon the mess in the office. That's turned into my trash can. All right, so here's DMO4. Let me adjust the light real quick. Let's see, that should be a little better. There we go. So we get Balam, we get Alcadius. I really like how there's multiple places on the sheet where they're side by side as well. You get Galkalife. We get Neopha. Trox. A bunch of very pretty artwork. Let me find the other spot where they were together. I want to say there was a spot with them two, like right bottom center. Yeah, there we go. Still haven't counted how many Balams are on this sheet, but just even the raw card value alone based off of mint Balams is kind of insane. On to the next one. This is the DMO one. You can kind of see what I was referring to with the crease becoming invisible when flat. So luckily it will look very good once framed. And the colors, it might be tough to see on camera, but it's a little more gray than it should be. The green looks a little just weaker than normal. The blue looks good. Yellow looks pretty good in my eye. It's primarily like visible in the green, the black, sort of in the fire. Fire, I wouldn't notice unless I was looking for it. but that was enough for it to not get it through and get cut. And here's the bottom where it has damage. I was playing around and I can kind of like push these out where they're less obvious whenever I have it out of this. I don't know if I want to try getting it repaired, like using the methods that people use on Pokemon cards to treat marks like that, because I don't want to risk doing more damage, but it would be nice to, even if you just reduce it so it's off the card and just onto the black outside. But it's still gorgeous. I've been staring at this all week. By the time you see this video, I probably would have had these a month or two. I'm holding off on uploading until everyone else gets their sheets. All right, up to the next one. So this is the one that I was referring to that had the foil blank. It does have a bendiness here in this top left, but when flattened, the damage is like not visible. So once we do have her in a nice frame, she'll look pretty good. This one's also going to a collector overseas. And while it's on my mind with sheets, there was another DMO1 Rares sheet in this lot that another friend had grabbed, but he was also USA and just got his direct rather than middlemaning through me. And with his DMO1 Rare sheet, it's arranged the exact same way as my DMO1 Rares. So I theorize even the foil sheets are arranged the same way. Assuming the cards don't go through some randomizer before going into packs, there is a decent likelihood that some of this is mappable. I haven't had a chance to buy a sealed box and test it for myself to see whether, like, for example, if in your very rare slot, let's say you get the Bullshack, Tower Shell, Sylphie in a row, whether that means you'll get Deathliger next, and so forth, because there's some combinations that are very unique. But if this is a fixed pattern and it doesn't get sorted, you might can play around in trying to determine the orders that cards are going to come in. This is that one where I showed it had the QA hold for the Hickeys. I'll go ahead and do a closer look at the Hickeys. $14.40 sheets. Print defect. Let's see. Looks like this one went through the graphic converting ink. Let me see if I can find those Hickeys for us. So minuscule. Let's see if I can get it to show up. I think it's that white circle there. And then where's the other ones at? There was one at the top. It was like a line at the one at the top, if I remember. Can't even see it right now, but I saw it before. Oh yeah, I can see it now. But the camera doesn't see it. Let me try zooming in more. There you go, you can kind of see that. There's that line, and then there's that weird black circle. Alright, then there's one more. Wherever he is, which, that one's more obvious. Alright. That's all the new ones. We're on to the old ones. This was just the Kaijudo. I won't go into too much detail on the Kaijudo. I've never been a huge fan of Kaijudo, but it's Duel Masters adjacent, so I get Kaijudo stuff whenever I can. Don't think I've shown it on the channel yet, but last year I had the opportunity to getting some Kaijudo test cards where it was foil copies of cards that never came foil. That was a pretty fun adventure. Here's my rare sheet with the damage along the bottom. Just water damage, nothing crazy. And then there's like a crease on this one. You can't even really see it. The rest of the sheet is about spotless. I apologize for the cat. I've got a cat that's going crazy. There's nothing for you in here. But that's it for the sheets. I might be getting some more sheets from that individual here shortly. They had a bunch of cool production items, some of which weren't directly card related, but we couldn't afford to just buy them out. We got all the sheets that we deemed to be very cool. The sheets that we passed up on that are still available that I could potentially facilitate with getting into other collectors' hands. I want to say there was a DMO3 common that had a bunch of markings like this, but they were on the front. So a bunch of Sharpie marks on the front. There was, what else? I think, I want to say it was also a DMO4 of the starter deck, but it was the non-foils of the gift tin. So those were two sheets that we didn't claim. And then there was a couple things where it was like booster boxes that were uncut. So it was like a sheet full of booster boxes. It was just the box itself, the cardboard. Hopefully I'll be able to showcase a few more items here shortly. Still have some items here in this room that haven't shown YouTube since the other individuals that possess the items kind of want them to remain a secret. One day those will likely go public. We just don't know when. And I don't think I've shown these yet. I got more downstairs. I had just put up the ones I liked. But this was the Series 3 toys. I've got the Balam Nullgate. We got the Balmedius and the Alcadeus. Sadly, the Alcadeus didn't get glued well on the top, so it's starting to come apart. I don't know if I want to top it up with glue or just hope it stays. But thanks for watching. I hope to get more stuff here soon. If you have any items of similar nature, such as tournament banners, more display items from events, even oddball items like this bicycle helmet, hit me up. I would be very interested, especially if you somehow find the bicycle. I do recall the bicycle as a kid. I have yet to be able to find photos of the bicycle to prove its existence. The only sort of confirmation I've even found is the helmet and then the knee straps. Hopefully one day that bike surfaces. I suspect by now they were all thrown away, but I'm gonna hold out hope that one day they will be found. Thanks for watching.